YouTube's own AI told me something recently that completely changed the way I look at struggling videos and channels. Even when a big creator starts a brand new secret channel, they might not actually be starting from zero. Not in the same way you and I are, anyway. And honestly, that completely sucks. Because you're stuck, right? Your videos just can't gain any traction. You're stuck at 10, 100, or even 500 views, and you're ready to give up. Yeah, I've been there too. Recently, even. And by recently, I mean now. For years, I've been slaving away trying to make YouTube videos that actually get views, not just sit there and look pretty with their fancy thumbnails and hours of my blood, sweat, and tears behind them. It's frustrating. Demeaning, really. You work hard, you put in the hours, you do research until your eyes cross, you spend more time on thumbnails than you did buying your last car, only to upload your work of art video and watch it flop. Again. Until my last video, the one about YouTube creator bias, I couldn't understand what I was doing wrong. Why could I create an extremely similar video to a large creator? You know, the ones making those I got monetized in 7 days videos and never get the same results. I understand it now, though, and it was YouTube's own AI that explained it to me. Here's what I asked. Why, if all the metrics were the same, but one creator was a big creator and the other was just a lowly YouTube wannabe, would the big creator's video make it while the smaller creator's video flopped? It took some prying to get the real answer. YouTube's AI called it entity recognition. I call it creator bias, but here it is. Even when a big creator starts a secret channel, they don't start with zero data in the same way a truly independent creator does. One thing I want you to know before we go any further. When I ask YouTube's AI a question, I always use its answer here verbatim. There's no context magic here, just the cold, hard truth. And in this case, it completely sucks. But back to business. YouTube's AI also went on to say, the system's goal is to predict viewer satisfaction. If a creator has a decade-long history of satisfying millions of people on one channel, the system has a high confidence that their next project will also be high quality. Or when I asked it another way, the system's entity recognition is very good at identifying high-quality uploaders. As always, that's a direct quote. That's recognition. Named entity recognition. So, there you go. A bigger creator doesn't automatically win every single time, but they may walk into the game with something we don't have yet. Trust. The system already knows who they are. It has years of information about their videos, their viewers, and whether people tend to leave satisfied. Meanwhile, YouTube looks at our channel and basically says, who are you? Why are you here? And why should I show this to anybody? Rude and completely unfair. So what do? We can't grind forever. You can only get dirt thrown in your face so many times before you quit, right? The first thing we do is easy. We keep going. Well, that's not always easy, but we're going to do it anyway. The next thing we're going to do is exactly what YouTube's AI says. Build trust with consistency, clear titles, descriptions, tags, and high-quality videos. Give the system enough information to figure out who you are, what your channel is about, and who might actually want to watch it. But that takes time. And while we're waiting for YouTube to figure out that we aren't uploading videos purely to decorate the internet, we need another way to get people through the door. That's where the title comes in. Because a big creator can sometimes get a click based on their name alone. We can't. Nobody knows who we are yet. So our title has to do more work. It has to give the viewer a reason to care, even if they've never heard of us. We all know there are 2 types of viewers on YouTube. First, there's the I'm only gonna watch big creators' videos group.
Like a big subscriber count automatically means the creator knows what they're talking about, which they don't always. A lot of the time, it's just rambling for watch time. And then there's the I don't care group. The I don't give a crap how many subscribers a channel has group.
They just want an answer, or a story, or to find out how somebody pulled off something they're trying to do themselves. And that's the group we're going to target. To do that, though, we need something that really grabs their attention and makes the video feel irresistible to click. No, we aren't going to use empty clickbait. That's not going to work. You might get the click, but if the video doesn't deliver, you're not going to build trust, gain loyal viewers, or get anywhere useful. What we're going to use is something real, something you did, something you learned, something that worked, failed spectacularly, or answered a question your audience already has. So the title might start with How I, just like the title of this video. But how I tied my shoes this morning isn't going to cut it. It has to be something interesting, something specific, something useful, unusual, or impressive. Yeah, go ahead and brag a little bit. Why not? Not too much, though. It's not a good look for you. I know what you're saying. This isn't going to work. But if you've been around here before, you know I provide receipts. Here they are. The first channel we're going to look at has a simple title: How I Built an Enclosed Trailer Door. This creator's videos were getting around 1,000 views, and this one reached about 6,600. The second one, How I Went from 0 to 1 billion on Donut SMP. I have no idea what that is. But look at the number of views compared to the subscriber count. The title promises a journey from nothing to something ridiculous, and apparently a lot of people wanted to know how it happened. Evidently. The next one, How I Set a World Record in Opus Magnum. Again, no idea what it is, but the views make this an outlier, and that grabbed my attention. What can I say? I make YouTube videos. I notice things like that. Now, I'm not saying the words how I magically cause these videos to take off. That would be ridiculous. The topic matters. The thumbnail matters. The video itself matters. Probably about 900 other things matter because YouTube likes to keep things simple. But these titles do have something important in common. They're personal. They're specific. They promise a story. And they either answer a question, show an unusual result, or make you wonder how the creator pulled it off. That's the part we care about, not the exact words. The reason the How I format can work for a smaller creator is because it doesn't require the viewer to already know who you are. The achievement is the hook. The problem is the hook. The result is the hook. You're giving them a reason to click that has nothing to do with your subscriber count. These videos tell a success story. You know, the ones we haven't been able to tell yet because we don't have them, because YouTube is a pain in the ass. But, I was gonna say but, I was. Anyway, they tell a story, and they often provide an answer to a problem. And the group of people we're targeting, they love a story with a happy ending. Not that kind of a happy ending. Get your mind out of the gutter, jeez. So that's it. As a new YouTube creator, you may be starting with less trust, less history, and a whole lot less room for error. So you have to be, well, more creative. But be consistent. Give the algorithm the signals it needs to figure out who you are and what your channel is about so it can find the right audience. And while it's figuring that out, get personal. Tell a good story. Identify something your audience, even if it's just a handful of people, would be naturally curious about. Something useful, relevant, impressive, or relatable to the people you're targeting. Something that makes them think, wait, how did they do that? For packaging, the title should either tell a story or create a question the viewer feels compelled to answer. How I did this in this amount of time. How I fixed this problem. How I tried this and completely screwed it up.
That last one may be more realistic for some of us. Those videos that say how I got monetized in 7 days do it, don't they? They give you a result. They give you a time frame, and they make you want to know how it happened. We're working toward that kind of idea here. An idea that naturally drags a viewer in fast. But it doesn't really have to be a how I video, does it? It just needs to be compelling. The words aren't the secret. The story is. The specific result is. The unanswered question is. A personal, relatable story just seems to work with our audience because it gives them something a famous creator already has. A reason to care who you are. So get to it. Start working on your next title. What are you waiting for? Who knows? Maybe someday we'll all be big creators who learned 1,000 ways not to make it as a YouTube creator before we finally made it. Until then, subscribe, because when I make it, I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it.